UFC.
Yeah, kick to kick. I like it. UFC 278.
How do I get through to these kids?
We've got a new welterweight champ. We were on Monkey's Bucks party last week in the corporo, in the corporate box. But Sean, you were following the fights pretty closely, and a massive result in Leon Edwards knocking out with a head kick. Kamaru Usman. A lot of people thought Usman would walk over in this fight, and he probably was. This was the fifth rounder. Your insights, please, on this, and what will they do moving forward?
Yeah, well, I think he said it afterwards. Pound for pound, head kick, death. He was down probably all 4 rounds. Going the last minute left.
Last 10 seconds, wasn't it?
No, it was the last minute.
Last minute? Okay.
Yeah, with a minute 10 to go, I think. So Herb Dean splits him with at about the 2-minute mark after Usman was, dominated grappling the exchanges throughout the entire fight, had him pinned up on the cage, and Herb splits him, and just the faint right jab. Usman ducks down and gets head kicked. So it was a great finish for Edwards there. Great upset. Probably maybe rematch over in England. But anyway, the next title fight for this belt will be in England. Big props to Edwards to get the job done after being essentially dominated throughout the entire fight. So big props. That's all I can really say to sum it up.
It makes this sport one of the most exciting sports in the world, doesn't it? Where it's not over till the fat lady sings. Usman, what was his sixth title defense? Sixth title defense.
Yep.
He dominates 4 rounds and
fourth opponent, I think, as well.
And you can't, you can't take a moment off. Because someone will catch her and someone will become the world champion in the blink of an eye, and it's an unbelievable result there for Leon Edwards.
So Edwards will either get the rematch.
They have to go that way, don't they?
I think so.
Kamaru, he's earned a run it back.
There's a story of the storyline of Masvidal, of course. They haven't resolved the thing. Yeah. I think that probably depends. If they do the Masvidal-Burns fight, if he wins that makes sense then. And then there was... What was the other one? There was another one, which was the winner of who... There's another welterweight fight coming up, and he might get the winner of that.
Colby?
No, the Nate Diaz versus Hazmat. Yeah.
I think
Hamza.
Yeah, I think the problem with that, going through some of those routes, is it just takes too long. Like, Edwards wouldn't get another fight until... Like, if you want Usman to work his way back in, then it's going to be almost 12 months before you have Usman and Edwards again.
Yeah.
That's the only problem
probably
with it.
But then also...
Because I think those fights are later on this year.
Yes.
And then you need to schedule a fight between Usman and whoever wins in either of those other fights.
If Hamzat kills Diaz, which is likely, do you think he gets it?
They are fast tracking it, and
probably deserves it.
Maybe because that fight's not too far away. So that's a solid. The one that's missing in all this is Colby has got no dance partner and could potentially fill in there for.
But has had 2 cracks at it. Did very well.
Yeah,
went the distance, few wars, but has had 2 cracks.
Yeah, and whether they take Edwards, do the trilogy with him and Usman for number 1 contenders. I don't know, but it's opened it up the division. It's good conversation to have. So.
Look at that record for Usman. It's just sea of green and then this random red from Leon Edwards, and it's what makes this sport so enticing, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. What was the co-main? Was Paulo Costa
Luke Rockhold
being Luke Rockhold? Rockhold retired. Rockhold was done after the first round. He retired because he said, I'm too old for this shit. I gave everything I had. Really was kind of a back and forward fight, but Costa was just overall better and throughout this, which was good to see that he didn't gas and play to the kind of fight with Rockhold. He did. Rockhold threw some Hail Mary haymakers in this, landed a few of them, but overall Costa wasn't troubled too much.
Costa needed a win here, coming off those 2 losses. Yeah, granted, pretty good fighters in Vittoria and Adesanya. but the whole, I had wines the night before or whatever in the lead up to the Adesanya.
Big thing, he made
fight.
weight. And
he made weight. He got the win.
He'll stay in the top 5.
Exactly. Consolidates his career. Luke Rockhold, 37 years of age, throwing the gloves into the octagon, coming off losses to Costa Blachowicz, Yoel Romero. A pretty good career there for Luke Rockhold, who finished at 16-6.
Was it just the middleweight belt that he held?
Yeah, only middleweight.
Okay.
And then he lost that at Bisman, tried to go up, got demolished and came back down. Who fought before these two? What was the third one?
That was our mate Merab Dvalishvili versus Aldo, and he got the win, Merab, and he's shooting up the rankings pretty quickly, isn't he?
And this was a bit of a disappointing fight for me because not a lot happened. I think Aldo played it way too safe, and it was a bit of a quiet fight. So overall disappointing, and that's big time disappointing for Aldo because it may have killed off his last run at a title. Title. He took big risk in this. Taking this fight, but it was just for me a too quiet a fight. He just was just wrestled on the cage and it was just slow overall.
Any ring rust? Hadn't fought for 9 months.
Maybe, but he's been fighting for the last 30 years, so I think
since he was 5. Probably true. Probably true.
I don't think so. I don't know. He just maybe gun shy a little bit in that one. I would have liked to have seen a bit more. But anyway, that was the main ones. And I think our lad Tyson Pedro won as well.
Yep.
UFC 279. How long have we got to wait till
There's no event this week.
And then they go to Paris, I think, next week.
Well, that's the there you go. It's a Diaz fight coming up. And that's in a couple of weeks. 10th.
So... This one.
Where's your fight night there? So you got Gain. Yeah, the Aussies.
Versus Shui.
Yeah,
versus Shui, and then you got Whitaker versus Vittoria.
That's sick.
Yeah,
so that's
big card for us.
The 2 weeks away in Paris.
Yep,
not this
September.
Not this week, but
before. So week off.
No,
it's next weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah,
next Sunday.
Shit, yeah. Let's go. That's mad. That's mad. Mm-hmm. NFL fantasy drafts into 2 Aussies fighting in Paris.
Yeah, that's it.
And both of them looking for potential title fights again. So, because Gain, I think, 3 or 4 at the moment. So, yeah.
Imagine if Tui beats him. That's a title shot.
Yeah, it's in the conversation.
That's conversation.
Yeah, well, John Jones is probably going to fuck all that up when he comes back.
Probably.
But at least he'll be there to get whoever Jones is probably not fighting. So, if he gets Ngannou, maybe Stipe needs a dance partner, and the winner of this might be
right there. Jones been chirping on socials I've seen this week, having a crack at Khabib, saying that...
greatest of all time or something like that.
Yeah, Jones has had more title defenses than Khabib had fights in the UFC.
Which is also true.
It is true.
Anderson Silva also and GSP had more title fights than Khabib had fights in the UFC. So
also no asterisks on Khabib's record.
Yeah, well, there's none on GSPs, but there is on Silvers.
I'm talking about Jones.
Yeah, and Jones as well.
Who was the man making the comparison.
Yeah.
Also, big fan, would interview, don't want to fight.
And then, that's UFC 279 is happening on the 10th, so the week after.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks, 2 big cards coming up.
Comes around pretty quick.
Yeah.
That is the Hamzat Diaz fight, and also in the welterweight, Tony Ferguson versus the Chinese fella, Li Jing Liang.
That's upper weight division for Tony Ferguson too.
Oh, yeah, coming up. Yeah, interesting.